Welcome back to Couch Collectibles. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. In today's video, we're looking at everything about the 1969 Washington quarter, what these quarters are worth, what they have sold for, and what you should be looking for in your 1969 quarters that can make them valuable. So let's just hop right into it. First off, let's start with the 1969 proof quarter. So first, you want to look for doubling on the front of the coin. So a DDO double die obverse. So look for that here on the lettering, on the word Liberty, as well as on the date 1969 itself. So you can really see that doubling there. If you guys want a coin microscope to see your coins up close like this, I have those available right now on couchcollectibles.com. And also, if you would like for me to review up to 10 coin pictures a month, all you have to do is press the blue join button on my channel and you can send 10 coin pictures a month to my email and I will give you my feedback on your coin. So make sure you select levels number 2 or 3. Those levels will allow you to send coin pictures to my email for reviews. Now, for this coin, here's the 1969S DDO double die obverse. Now this is the proof quarter again. It is graded at a proof 67, so it does have a high grade, and that will give it value as well. This quarter here sold for over $300 US. Now if we look at a 1969 proof quarter that does not have any types of errors on the coin, however it does have a very high grade, almost a perfect grade, a proof 69 with that deep cameo. Now this quarter here sold for over $1,300, so $1,300 because of that high grade. Now also on your 1969 Washington quarters, you want to look for a repunched mint mark on the D mint mark. So here's an example of some RPMs, some repunched mint marks. Again, you can see these up close with that coin microscope. Now let's look at a RPM that actually sold for over $140. Here's an example of that coin. This coin is graded at a mint state 66 by PCGS. You can see it says RPM on the coin slab. That means that repunched mint mark. So very good condition, very high grade with that RPM. And this quarter, like I said, sold for over $140. Now for a quarter that sold on eBay from 1969, this coin is graded and it did sell for over $125. It was actually struck on a 5-cent planchet. So essentially what that means is that this quarter design was struck on a nickel planchet, a Jefferson nickel planchet, and that's why it only weighs 4.9 grams. And you can see that the design, part of the design is being cut off there, especially down towards the date. So this quarter here, like I said, sold for over $125. Now this next coin is interesting. Now this was actually a struck fragment. So it's not, you know, a quarter that someone cut in two. It is actually a struck fragment. So it is 1969D. Really interesting quarter here. This coin sold for over $240. Now there are two different types of reverses here on the Washington quarter. So this type here, you can see the arrows are about even or a little bit above the leaf there. But if you look at this next reverse, you can see that the arrow goes into the leaf and the reef and is a little bit lower than the reef there. So those are the two different reverses to look for. So here is a very high grade, extremely high graded 1969 quarter. So it's graded at a mint state 67, and because of that, this quarter sold for over $3,000. Now the misconception is that people have a 1969 quarter and they think that it's worth $3,000. Most of the time that is not the case. It really is depending on the grade. So these coins that are graded really high, they go under high magnification when they are being graded by a coin grading company. So keep that in mind. This quarter is a very high graded coin, and that's what I talk about in some of my other videos as well. If we look at this other quarter, this is the 1969D quarter. So this is the D mint mark, and again, it's valuable solely because of its high grade of a mint state 68. Now this Washington quarter sold for over $3,800. So $3,000 quarter. So very expensive coin there. Check out these other quarters that you should always be on the lookout for in your pocket change or coin rolls from the bank, or even if you're buying coin collections in whole. For the 1980 Philadelphia minted P mint mark Washington quarter. They produced over 635 million of these coins, so they are very common coins to find in your pocket change. For the 1980D, they produced over 518 million of those coins. And then for the 1980S, they produced only 3.5 million of those coins. So the 1980S proof quarter is definitely the more sought after one because it's a proof coin and it's very low mintage in comparison to the regular business strike coins, the 1980P and 1980D, where they made hundreds of millions of those coins. Now first, let's start off with a simple error coin. This 1980 Washington quarter, this is the 1980D. It does have an error. It is called a clip error, which we see there at the bottom of the coin to the right of the date. And this quarter here sold on eBay for a little over $10. So nothing super valuable, but it is a pretty cool find. For the 1980D, now this one's pretty unique. This was actually struck on a 5-cent planchet. So we can see there at the top of the quarter how the word Liberty is getting cut off, and then we see that taking place there on the reverse as well at the bottom of the quarter where it says $quarter. So that is pretty sweet. Would love to find something like this in pocket change or in a coin roll from the bank. This 1980 quarter sold for over $180. Next up, we have another error quarter here that's sold on eBay. This one has been struck off center. Again, this one isn't graded by a coin grading company. The error kind of speaks for itself. You can see how it's off center and the image is displayed. This didn't sell for big money, but the quarter sold for around $18. So nothing too crazy there, but still an awesome find. If you find something like this, definitely hold on to it. Here's another 1980 Philadelphia minted quarter that was struck on a 5-cent planchet as well. You see that it weighs 4.97 grams and it's graded by Annex at about uncirculated 58. Again, we see that taking place at the top of the coin where Liberty is being cut off, and then we see that at the bottom of the quarter as well where the word $quarter is being cut off. So this quarter here sold for over $220. Next up is a 1980p. This Washington quarter here doesn't have any types of errors on the coin. It actually just has a very high grade. It's graded by PCGS at a mint state 67. If you guys are not familiar with coin grading, just type in Couch Collectibles coin grading on YouTube and you will find my videos explaining everything about coin grading. Now this quarter here, because of the high grade, sold for over $380. Moving on to a 1980D. Now this has the same case as the last quarter. This one just has a very high grade as well. It's graded at a mint state 67. That's why the quarter is valuable, and that's why this quarter coin sold for over $1,300. We can't leave out the 1980S proof. This one is graded at a perfect grade of a proof 70. Deep cameo, the coin grading scale only goes up to 70, and this proof quarter here sold for over $250. For the year 1952, we have 3 different Washington quarters that were produced. Of course, we got the 1952 no mint mark where they produced over 38 million of those coins. And then for the 1952D, they actually produced more. They actually produced 49 million of those coins. And then for the 1952S, this is the good one. They only produced 13.7 million of those coins. Of course, all these quarters are silver, 90% silver as well. All right, so for the first 1952 quarter here, this is the D mint mark, the Denver minted Washington quarter. Now this one is valuable because of its high grade. It has a high grade of a mint state 67, and it's got some very nice toning to it. If you're not too familiar with coin grading, I have a whole video on that. Just go to YouTube, type in Couch Collectibles coin grading, and you will find those videos. Now this quarter, because of the high grade, sold for over $3,800. Now something you want to look for on the 1952 S mint mark Washington quarter is a repunched mint mark. Here's an example of that. You can see that the mint mark has been repunched. Now here's an example of that quarter that has an RPM, a repunched mint mark. Now this silver quarter, because of its high grade and because of the RPM, this quarter here sold for over $2,500. Now this one here does not have a repunched mint mark. It doesn't have any errors. It is still a 1952S. However, this one is graded at a mint state 68. I love the toning around the rim of the coin there. That is awesome. And this 1952 Washington quarter sold for over $11,000. $11,000. We can't forget about the proof quarter. That is the 1952 proof quarter that is graded by PCGS at a proof 67 deep cameo. Again, if you are not too familiar with proof coins, just go to YouTube, type in Couch Collectibles proof coins, and I explain the difference between a proof coin and a business strike coin. So this quarter here sold for over $8,000 because of the high grade. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe in the middle, check out the videos to the left of me, and until tomorrow, I will see you all in the comment section below. This is Couch Collectibles, and this is where I disappear.